All right, in this unit, we're going to talk about angles and triangles and all of that fun stuff. So make sure to print it out if you do have a printer, or if you were able to pick up a packet in school, this is the same packet. No, it's a different packet, but if you picked up a new packet, that is that new packet. So, we'll get started right away. So I can solve angles formed by parallel lines and transversals. Okay, so what is all of this mean? Well, we have to do vocab, right? So a couple things here. That's why we're doing it at Puzzle, because you are able to pause this video at any point, and you do need to upload a picture of these notes onto Schoology today too. So just FYI. Parallel lines. Right, so don't intersect means they never touch, right? Essentially, they never touch. Like this. Two lines are parallel. Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect but at right angles. Okay, is this. So lines that intersect at perfectly right angles. The angle is a perpendicular line. Transversal is a line that intersects. So intersects means goes through, right? Two or more lines. So in this example right here, take a look at line T. Line T goes through line P and line Q. Therefore, line T is a transversal. Okay. Corresponding angle. This is a little longer, so bear with me here. When a transversal intersects parallel lines, corresponding angles are congruent, which means equal. Okay? So when a transversal intersects parallel line, corresponding angles are congruent. And you'll see what I mean when I do an example. So for example, take a look here. You see how let's say this is like roughly 80 degrees. Then a corresponding angle to this other line, line Q, with this red one, both of these are equal to each other. They are congruent. That means these two would be congruent, these two would be congruent, and these two would also be congruent. Okay? Interior angles are angles formed inside of parallel lines. And exterior angles, you guessed it, are angles formed outside of parallel. I know that was a lot of vocab, a lot of writing, so hopefully you pause this video at any point or rewind it and we're able to catch up with that is what it is expected to do. Okay, moving on into example 1, use a figure to find the measures of angles 1 and 2. So a couple they're parallel. Okay. See angle 1. Angle 1, it looks like it corresponds to 110, right? They're on the same side. Well, not on the same side, but they're like in the same position. Right? They correspond to each other. Right? They're at the bottom left of both line A and line B. So therefore, angle 1 and 110 are equal. So angle 1 is equal to 100. I just write my angles. Okay. 1 is 100. How can I figure out angle 2? Do we remember it's complementary and supplementary? Yes. If not, that's okay. So remember, a line is always 180 degrees. So that means angles 1 and angle 2, these are supplementary, which means they add up to 180 degrees. So anytime you see a line, right, lines are always supplementary, so they add up to 180 degrees. So if angle 1 is 110, then angle 1 and angle 2, if I add them up, they have to be 180 degrees, right? So that means angle 2 must be 70 degrees. Okay, so now why don't you try number 1 on your own. Use example 1 that we just did in class to help you out. All right, example 2, use a figure to find the measures of all the number angles. You're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's not too difficult. It's all like patterns and recognition and things like that. So let's figure this out. So, couple things. Well, we could figure out angle 2, right? Remember, these two angles have to add up to 180, right? These two angles are supplementary. So if this is 75, the other one has to be 105. Well, aren't these two supplementary as well, right? If you were to rotate your paper a little bit, these two are also supplementary. So this would also be 105. So, but if this is 105, these two are supplementary too. So this must be 75. Right? They have to add up to 180. So this is what we call vertical angles too. Vertical angles are congruent to each other. Right? So now, well, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, how do I figure that out? Well, use the corresponding angles. So what corresponds to angle 2? But top left is 5. So angle 5 must also be 105. Top right is 75, 6, 75. Bottom right is this, 105. Bottom left, 1, 4 is 75. So hopefully you were able to complete that. Rewatch this part if you're confused again. I would definitely recommend that. So now why don't you try on your own. All you have to do is figure out angles 1 and 2. Okay. Our alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles, all you have to know is they are congruent. So for example, alternate means opposite. They're on the opposite sides, but they're both on the inside, right? So that means the opposite side of this line is red and red, but they're both on the inside of P and Q. This means red and red are equal to each other. This also means blue and blue are equal to each other. Likewise, this is alternate exterior angles. These are on opposite sides of this line transversal, and they are on the outsides of line P and Q. That's why these two angles are congruent, and these two angles are congruent to each other as well. So, example 3, the photo shows a portion of an airport. Describe the relationship between each pair of angles. Well, let's take a look. I have angles 3 and 6. Here's my transversal. Here are my lines. One, they're exterior, right? And they're alternating. They're on the opposite sides of my line. So it must be alternate exterior angle. Okay. Number 2 and 7, let's take a look. Looks like they're on opposite sides, but they're on the insides of my parallel lines. So that must mean they are alternate interior angles. Okay. All right. Well, Now on your own, why don't you try number 3? In example 3, the measure of angle 4 is, so let's say this angle right here is 84 degrees. This is 84. Find 3, find 5, find 6. Remember, alternate exterior and alternate interior angles are equal. So find the relationship first, and then you can work backwards and figure out the angle measure. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. There is a big ideas math assignment that I want you to do. Excuse me, not big ideas math. A Google Slides matching activity. So go on Schoology, complete that. Make sure you take a picture and upload your notes onto Schoology too. So 2 things you're uploading today. If you're still struggling with this, here are 3 helpful videos that I posted. They're not too difficult to type in, so you can access those and fill that out. Fill out your level of understanding, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.